Hi. It's Michelle Einstein Songbird Song. Happy Mother's Day to anyone listening who's a mother. I put together this collage. John Leibowitz, who is really, Dizzy Gillespie said it's a project. So when I think of project, coming from the South, being a colored girl, I remember when they built the projects. So I thought a project is a building. And maybe it is a sort. So maybe this is a building of manifesting photographs of relationships that I have built over the days of creation. So the first thing I see is Luna. Luna is my granddaughter. I met her mother when I was in hospital, and we became fast relatives because I felt her love and her adoration for me, and she felt me accepting it. So we knew it was real. There's a fly in here. What does he want? He wants to be seen, huh? Everybody wants to be seen. So what happened was I worked very hard on this collage today because I had procrastinated. You could call it procrastination when you don't do something you want to do or you think you should do. So I wanted to get this done by Mother's Day because usually I say I'm going to have a Christmas collage or a Thanksgiving collage, and I don't do it. So this I wanted to do. And I wanted to do it for Mama Sally. Just her. Here. Can you see her? You see one eye. This is her when she was very young. She was my great-grandmother, Sally Kendricks. And Melanie, who is now her mother, was her daughter, Mildred Kendricks. We called her Grandma Mill because she was in her life. So, okay, so I am so tired. I'm falling asleep talking to you because I don't know when I slept the full night's sleep. So, why? Because I'm still crazy after all these years. See, the sound of silence. Who thought of that? Garfunkel or Simon? The sound of silence is a vibration. Beethoven could hear it because he was deaf. It's the only way he could create symphonies, being deaf. He could hear vibrations. And now he's a girl, the queen of creativity. Oh, that's the queen of Pluto, my mother. Corinne Beatrice Crowder, now Jindara Michelle Ransigar. She was Shirley Temple and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Okay, so then I got by Claire Sentience, I think it was. This is when you talk to spirits, right? Yeah. So this is Vladimir Putin. He's the president of Russia. He's St. Ignatius. He founded the Society of Jesus, the Jesuits. He was my husband in a past life. Look how sexy he looks. He's not ashamed of his body, and he knows how to get my attention. This is Josh Groban. Where's he at? Here. He wants my attention. He wants me to sing with him the way we sang in heaven. But things have changed on earth. It's not as it is in heaven. And that's sung beautifully by Andrea Spichelli. It sings with the Mormon Tabernacle Choir, the Lord's Prayer. It's a heavenly experience to watch the beauty and majesty of the voices singing the same song, dressed the same way, being led by a man, a blind man. Too bad. He would love to see. Alright, so I'll just say that I wanted to celebrate Mother's Day for Melanie because she was my grandmother, and she had a pretty bad life because she thought her father was a pedophile, and her mother didn't help her. And her mother is Ostara Gloria. Ostara Gloria. So, maybe we should see some music. This song is in my head, going around in my head, that I listened to with Josh Groban and Herbie Hancock, called Machine. And the album Supernatural, I wrote a song. The body is a machine that life flows through from time to time. I thought recently that I was talking about my son Sing, who was Henry Ford, who invented the Ford automobile, the first car, a machine, right? I thought maybe I was talking about Sing. But Josh Groban, it sounds like he's talking about a person is a machine. So I did some research on that song. It's somewhere here. I looked for it a little bit to talk about it on this video, but I didn't feel like searching with all my heart, so I didn't find it, half-assing it. You know what I mean? So, what do I want to show you? Oh, I want to show you the album Supernatural that flows through my heart. Is the name of the song that says the body is a machine. Here it is. Edwin Birdsong, should be Edwin and Michelle Birdsong, Supernatural. I titled it that. That's us dancing. He's looking at the camera, I'm looking at him. Seems like I get bigger every day. And I do. Are you still here? Yeah. I decorated his clothes embroidering. I didn't know how to embroider, but I figured it out. And put some stars on his pants. And this guy, entertainer, coming out of the bitter end, said, "Will you make me a costume like him?" And I said, "No, baby, I do that for love." He said, "I'll pay you." I said, "No, I do that for love, not for money." So, I could have had a career making costumes, like when I was Edith Head. Been there, done that. These are some of the songs on the album. Rising Sun. Wanna be a rising sun. there's fun in the summer sunshine. It says fun in Kentucky, right? My great-grandfather, Mama Sally's husband, gambled away the money that God gave him to take care of me when I was born. But the money was gone. He sold the property, plantation of Fort Campbell, Kentucky. So I had some fun at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, but I didn't know it was supposed to belong to me. And the music by Edwin Birdsong, the lyric by Michelle Birdsong. Okay, and then the Roswell sign climax. I guess he's talking about orgasm. And then, if I ever get back on my feet again, I'll crawl and be glad to. Because I never learned to crawl. I was going to specialized kinesiologist Paula Oleski, and she was teaching me to crawl because I never learned to crawl as a child. They just didn't put me on the rug and let me crawl because they'd have to pay attention, make sure I wouldn't fall down the stairs or something. And they didn't want to pay attention, so they just left me on the couch. See? So, flow through my heart. It talks about, cling to my lifeline. I'm not hard to find. Cling to my lifeline. And Josh Vogel sings about that in the song, too. Then another song, Turn Around, Hey, Communicate. That's what I'm doing. I'm communicating on the deepest level possible, the level of vibration. And again, the song was written by Edwin Birdsong and Michelle Birdsong. Same thing with these songs. Let's see, this song, Edwin Birdsong, If I Ever, Edwin Birdsong and Michelle Birdsong, Get Back on My Feet Again. Now I'm in the same position on the bottom, trying to get back on my feet again. Any Color, Edwin Birdsong, Ronald Drayton, and Michelle Birdsong. I ordered some how to play guitar books because I wanted to learn to play guitar. I didn't know I had been Sister Rosetta Tharpe, who played guitar, sang, and wrote songs, and ushered in the rock and roll movement. But that's what happens. They wipe your brain clean when you are born so you don't remember your past lives and who you loved and who loved you and who hurt you and who hurt you, who you hurt, and who owes you money. So they don't tell you that. So you start out with nothing. At least I did. Some people's parents have money. And then I Love You, Michelle. Of course, that was written by Edwin. And then, what's this? Down on the Beat, written by Edwin. That's like a cop, right? Walking the beat. Daughter owns the beat. Entering the beat. Because I can feel it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tick, tock, tick, tock. Mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck 12. The mouse ran down. Hickory, dickory, dock. Hickory. Hillary. Dickory. What's her husband's name? Bill Clinton said Hillary ate more pussy than he did. Dickering. So she's dickering, pretending she has a dick. Well, I mean, I guess her fingers could be thought of as penises, right? So she finger fucks women. The tune from Calicoon. I'm trying to find someplace to write this tune. Seen as far away as the moon. Calicoon. Yeah, after the first album, What It Is, we drove around in our Carmen Ghia, which Michael, what's his name? Edwin, bought from Marge, the disc jockey Jerry B's wife, a little orange Carmen Ghia. So we drove around looking for a house so they could create the next musical entity in peace, without people complaining about them making too much noise in the apartment or having to rent a space. Last exit before the toll. Double cross order, living, loving. Ah, that's interesting. Last exit before he has to pay for double crossing the order to live and love me. The order given when we were married. The vow he took, right? Broken vow. Let's listen to that. I can't do it, right? Unless I do it on this computer. Let's see if this computer... Oh, I wanted to read what a fan wrote about this album, Supernatural. He says, Dear Michelle, this is Michelle as Josephine, and this is Danelian, Alexander the Great, Danelian, who was Thomas Jefferson, and I was his slave wife. I had a lot of kids for him. He turned me on to the American culture, taught me how to be an American. Okay, so anyway, this guy named Don wrote, Dear Michelle, it makes me proud to send this beautiful album to you after all these years. It has finally come home, period. Thank you for the music. The Beatles say, I love you, Michelle Anderson. This is John personally attending to me. And this is Paul, the Count of Monte Cristo. That's me, beside him. Beside me is where I want you to be. Just knight in shining armor. Lionel Richie says that. Lady, I'm your knight in shining armor, and I love you. You have made me whole, and I'm yours, and on and on. Wonderful, wonderful song. Oh, did I show you that Paul McCartney is the father of the first black Jesus Christ sing a songbird song, McCartney. And Paul, and so let's see, Josh Groban is the first, Joseph, Robert Goulet is the second, the third is Charan Singh, the guru from India, the fourth is Singh. The fifth Jesus Christ is his father, Paul McCartney. And that's as far as we've gotten so far. Okay, so But Mary Magdalene hasn't even stopped crying about the first, losing the first Jesus Christ. See, here they are here. That's Jesus looking at her like he could eat her up. In fact, Joseph does eat her up. He's the Iron Man. And he eats her up twice. So they say, you can't marry her anymore. You don't know how to treat her. You eat her. And you can lick her, but you can't eat her. Because then she don't exist to love the rest of us.